The question everyone seems to have on their mind in 2026 is, does it still make sense to go solar without the federal tax credit being available? As you know, the ITC, the 30% federal tax credit, which has been an incentive available for solar installation since 2009 or 2010, has diminished, actually has gone away completely with the new administration. That 30% tax credit was a large incentive helping customers to make sense and get a quicker return on investment for going solar. Today, the tax credit isn't available. However, the cost of systems have come way down, especially the solar panel prices. So when you look at the cost of systems coming down, the efficiency of the solar panels themselves has gone up dramatically. I know when I installed a system back in 2009, or maybe it was 2010, I used a 200-watt solar panel. And today we're installing panels that are around 450 watts. So on the same amount of roof space, the same square footage, we can fit more wattage, which means more production. So solar can cost a lot more than what you think, especially with new options in 2026. One option is a TPO, third-party ownership. Now, third-party ownership has been around since the beginning, pretty much, in the form of a lease or a power purchase agreement. You might remember the advertisements that advertise free solar, where basically someone puts solar panels on your home and you just pay monthly for them like you pay the utility company. The issue was, at the time, the monthly amount was, if you're lucky, less than what you pay the electric company. And then there was an escalator added to that. So every year, those payments would go up monthly. And usually it's about a 3% escalator. In 2026, even though the tax incentives are not available for the homeowner, they're still available for commercial projects and finance companies. So the finance companies that are offering third-party ownership are taking advantage of the 30% tax credit. In addition, they're adding another 10% tax credit for domestic content. So generally, if you hire someone for third-party ownership this year, they're going to get 40% back, plus the depreciation, plus the SRECs. In return, they're going to give you a monthly payment that's very attractive. What we're seeing is a customer today who gets a loan with a low interest rate and pays monthly are going to be paying about 25 to 50% more than what the TPO product is. So a TPO product, especially if it's tied to your rate, would be, for instance, say you're paying 15 cents per kilowatt hour, you get a TPO product that may give you 12 cents per kilowatt hour, offering you 30%, maybe up to 50% savings on your electric bill, and that's starting month one. But solar isn't just about saving money. Going solar means that you can expect the bill to be the same every month throughout the entire 12 months, and you're protected from utility rate hikes. So today, you have an option, if you go with a TPO product, to have an escalator added up to 3%. I think there's options for 2% or even 0%. If you go with the 0% option, that means your monthly payments are going to stay the same throughout the term, whether that's 20 or 25 years. Your payments will be a little bit higher with a 0% escalator. However, it should still be lower than what your current monthly bill is. What we've seen over the last 7 years is electric rates rise much more than what inflation is. And inflation has been up pretty high, as we know, over the last few years. Electric rates, at least in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Maryland, we're seeing about an average of 7% increase annually. So even with a 3% escalator, the escalation is not going to be as much as what utility rates are. So solar is still within reach for everyone. Whether your goal is to save money starting month one, whether it's to add value to your home, to have guaranteed savings, to have a predictable monthly bill and not be subjected to utility rate hikes every year, to go with clean, renewable energy and feel good about what you're doing while saving money, it still just makes sense to go solar in 2026. So the landscape has changed, but the opportunity is better than ever. Going solar in 2026 means that you can see savings instantly, whether it's a TPO or you decide to buy the system outright and own it for yourself. The savings are there and make sense, especially when you compare it to what you're going to pay the utility company the time that you own the house. And best of all, with a TPO product, you're not on the line with a certain amount of money due like a loan. Okay. So if you sell your home, you simply transfer it and they can pay the lower payments. Usually at around the 5-year mark, you also have the option to buy it out and own the system. So what we're saying is solar has actually evolved with lower upfront cost, improved efficiency, flexible finance options. Going solar is still a powerful way to take control of your energy's future.